welcome to Dria Talks Thursday. Of course, I'm your girl Dria, and I have my lovely look, I went like this. D-Way, my lovely co-host, Rebellarity Minds, in the building for another Thursday talk here. Now, look, real quick. Y'all, if you haven't checked out last week's episode here, you definitely want to check that out because that's setting the tone for this little series because I am the villain here, okay? And if you haven't checked out last week's episode, I'm okay with being the villain in your life. This week, we're going to talk about dating in my villain era. God. Okay, dating in my villain era. Now, I just found out that I was the villain, right? And I had to be okay with it, right? So it's a process that I'm having to go through this journey of honoring being okay with being a villain. And so that carries on into dating and the dating scene. Bless me, Lord. Because dating out here it's hard out here. Okay, it's a little challenging. And so what I've had to learn to master within myself was being a villain and dating too. Now, granted, I used to ghost. I used to throw them track shoes on, them running shoes. She's a runner, she's a track star. Yeah, I go ghost and run out on you real quick. And so I've had to learn and mature. I'm learning, all right? I'm learning to mature and to deal with people head on, you know what I'm saying? And not feel bad. See, I be messing around and like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. You be like, man, fuck their feelings. Okay? Just shut the fuck up. And I would be painted, I felt like I would be painted this bad person or this villain because I didn't either make myself easily accessible, a little too accessible for some, and because they'll come back and try that one more time. Shit, I remember you was accessible. I used to go call you and you pull up. Shit, I can go pick you up right now. What you doing? What you doing? Oh, nothing. Oh, I'm finna come pick you up. Okay. And so not knowing on the back end, right, what that was creating by doing so, by being easily accessible. So now, when they want to spin the block and call back, no, I'm busy. No, I'm busy. No, I don't have time for you. And I don't feel bad about it any longer. And so that is the part of me being the villain in my dating era. And I'm going to have y'all laugh because if y'all out on dating, I mean, most of us are dating online. If we're not, extroverts or we're not out there on the scene, clubbing, lounging or nothing like that, then we are resorting to dating online. And it's a lot of trash out there. Let's just put it out there. Okay, it's trash. Okay, it's polluted. Okay, somebody said it was piss in the dating pool. Somebody done peed in the dating pool, and that's what. And so I had somebody blow up my phone today. Stop calling me, please. If I had not answered you in 2 days. Maybe even 3. Why are you still somebody? Look, bro. Look, sis, I'm gonna need you to, a good bit of us, we like to be attached real quick. We will get attached quickly. And so I'm having to learn the art of different people in dating. Older guys may be a little, laid back. I ain't about to chase you like these young boys out here doing. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh, you're not gonna chase? You ain't finna come after me? You're not about to show like, okay.
Said the woman who just said, stop calling me.
That's different though.
It's not, because that's part of the confusion that men have when it comes to women. On one hand, he'd be a bugaboo, and on the other hand, he don't call you enough. We don't have a clear median.
Okay.
And that's that thing about you being in your villain era. Once you decipher who you are and you're able to express that to another person based on their emotional intelligence, they'll either put forth the effort to let you know that they do care by doing what you do like, or it'll become very clear that it's not going to work when they don't.
But
so
I
gotta say that.
I have to set the intention. Okay. So I can't just expect you to know why you ain't checking in with me. Why I don't get the good morning beautiful? Then you were doing it for 2 days and stop. What are we doing?
If you require that, then you should definitely let a person know.
Yeah.
Because there's another woman out here who's told this same man that that's a shallow text. She don't want to have that conversation every morning. Okay, she's beautiful. What else you got?
That's a fact too,
So
though.
it's really important to express what you need out of the situation so you can see their effort when they're trying to give it to you.
So I will say this, because that's funny. Last year I had dated this tourist, and that it sounds just like an automated, and I ain't talking about that with this last one, but I'm talking about the one before them that, that was younger. And it was like, good morning, beautiful. It was like, it was an automated type of deal. Like, it felt ingenuine. It felt like you were just doing it out of, or saying it out of obligation. It didn't have any instance. It had no sincerity out of it. It wasn't, you know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, I know he's gonna call me beautiful every time. Like, okay. So I can understand that. That was kind of like weird to me. So when I do get that vibe from a guy that's, always saying this, you got to switch it up, bro. You can't be using the same thing now. I mean, I could be gorgeous one morning. One morning,
I don't know the difference. I don't see the difference in either of those, but okay.
I don't know either.
You're hilarious. But either way, I think women need to be really direct. We're not direct. We'll put it on girls. The same way we try to click up on the back end, like, don't talk about my sister like that. We try to click up and have conversations with men in the forefront as well. We'll say stuff like, girls don't like this. Girls don't. Yeah, you got to stop doing that because girls, no, you got to say I. It's got to be an I conversation. It's even better if you say, I don't know what other women expected of you, but I required this to feel like there's a reason to give back effort. You have to use those I statements. You got to put on your big girl panties and you got to be able to talk. And that's a part of the villain era. When we use the word villain, people start thinking that we're talking about the bad guy. And I guess in a sense it is, but the real thing of it is once you're at a certain level of emotional intelligence, you realize there's no such thing as the bad guy. It's just two people probably at odds because they have two different understandings of what they want and what they're getting, So there is no villain. It's just about, we're right back at transactional thinking. And everyone paints transactional thinking like it's it's so cold, it's so this. No, I'm probably one of the most loving people you'll ever meet. If I don't know anything else, I know how to give love. But I do think it's important to give love in a way that people can receive it. So when we're having these I conversations, like, I'm not going to waste time on a love language that you can't receive. I'm not going to waste that with you. All of my efforts and energies, because I'm mindful. I'm intentional with my efforts. So if I know that this is what you like, then this is what I'm going to attempt to focus on to give you.
Right.
Because I don't want to waste any love languages that you won't receive. And so once you reach a certain level of maturity and understanding, transactional thinking is just about really getting to the core of love. I don't want to ride that shallow wave where it's hit or miss. Right. No, if I want you, I'm intentional about you. I'm thinking about you and all of my efforts, and I want all of them to hit. And so that's what your villain era looks like, because it's not going to hit with everybody. Sometimes you're going to express what you want and the other person is not going to be willing to give it, but they're also going to still expect you to do something that you didn't agree to. It could be a misunderstanding. It could be a control issue. It could be a lot of things, but this is the gist of what happens between people. And so at the end of the day, you're not the villain per se for not going for that arrangement. It doesn't suit you. It doesn't benefit you. You'd be an idiot if you did go for it.
Yeah.
But the language of villain is just that simple. It's just where I accept whatever you're willing to call me because I'm on to what's going to be good for me.
For me. Okay. Just period. Me. Me, I'm the big. No, I'm just
Yeah.
so.
And you are the big kahuna in your story, as you
Oh
should
my
be.
god, I wanted my way. No, I'm just playing. My way, like Usher. She wants
Hey, he
my
wasn't
way.
wrong. Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying, I'm tired of this. Nah. I think with dating, it's hard to take some people serious out there, And sometimes we do take ourselves a little too seriously. Uh,
Hmm.
and I've had to be reminded to live in the present. Because my mind, I can think way too ahead of the road here. I'm already thinking that, okay, what the future gonna look like when we together and married with kids in the house, and be like, dog, we just went out on the first date. Whoa, god damn, right?
Right.
That's, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on, because this. Okay, you fucked up with that one, and so I'm not allowed. I don't, living in the present, enjoying the feeling of the present, right? That's something that's new for me, right? To take on, right, of this villain era. Because I'm used to just jumping into what I'm already a wife. I'm jumping in wife mode. That's all. What? I'm what? I'm a wife. That's what all I know. What you mean, girlfriend? How you do that? You just don't do shit. Oh, okay. I ain't got to worry about how you. Oh,
Well,
okay.
us spiritual women are labeled as the worst when it comes to dating.
Yikes.
And I think you just kind of summed up why.
Yep.
Spiritual women can be so engrossed in their gifts, like your tarot, your, precognition, and you might be seeing the future or where these things are going to lead. And it requires existing in the moment to actually realize you have some power here. Through transactional thinking, when you're having those thoughts about things being an issue down the road, through you can actually express your concerns in the moment and actually discuss details of what you require, so that either you can see when they're not putting in an effort and cut it, or you can see when they are putting in effort and you can watch the new reality appear. Because
Mm,
each time you come back and you express your truths and you give the other person an opportunity to give you what you need, you jump into a new timeline within that relationship.
mm.
This is why it's so important to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I've been, but it's us spiritual women who don't always realize that, and I think that was where I say I had my villain era as a teenager. I got over it real quick. I didn't care one way or another how people felt about things, because people's feelings changed all the time, and I watched that.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was, they'll get over it. They'll be fine. I've never felt like I was better or worse than other people. So I figure you'll meet somebody else. They'll be good for you. And it's just that simple. I don't think beyond that. But I had to learn to get into the moment and to stop thinking about the future. The
Yeah.
moment's way more fun. That's the present. That's why it's
Yeah.
called present.
Yeah. Being the villain is so difficult. No, I'm just kidding. So look, as I've and just had a birthday, shout out big Scorpio season. You feel me? We
Happy
come to that
birthday.
just pretty. Big 41. I look good, huh? I look good to be a grandma and 41. Okay. Just period. But it, because I had to I had to be able to let go what was holding me back. I had to let go and take a step back to do some introspection, to work on my shadow side, to work on the parts of myself that needed development here. You know what I mean? And so a good bit of us, we don't even realize it until we are either around someone or, we bring somebody into our world, and then we figure out, oh, I ain't doing it right. Oh, that's not how you operate. Oh, that's not. Oh, that was wrong. Okay. And so when bringing people into your world, into your existence, living in the present, you be like, yeah, it feel good. if you got Virgo placements, man, look, I know y'all overthink, we overanalyze, bro. Like that shit just, we be on the side of the bed thinking about what haven't happened for the day, what need to get happen for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We be about 4 o'clock at
Yeah.
night,
And
you
that's
know?
one of those things that Virgo comes in to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually one of that's what it is. You only take from yourself when you do this. When you live in a state of fear that overanalyzes everything, you're taking energy away from the moment you could be enjoying right then. And
Yeah.
so the same way I've been in your ass basically for these months, trying to remind you to live in the present, to relax, to trust the process, to trust God, to trust yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it is. And that's that big feminine energy. You know, same way you say big Scorpio, we can skip all of that, cut through all the crap and just big feminine energy
Feminine
to
energy, right?
trust. Yes, and to let go and to exist in moments where someone can show you who they are. And sometimes you're not going to get what you want. And I think women have to be more understanding. You might get what you need. Because
That right.
sometimes it's not what you asked for, but it might be the information you need in order for you to speak what else you need to curb some more bull that you saw down the line. But
Yeah.
living in the moment is going to open the door for those opportunities. You'll only miss stuff. We say it all the time. I miss the red flag. There were so many red flags. I missed them. Yeah, you were living in some kind of future, whether you were delusional and daydreaming about it being perfect, or whether you were a Virgo or a Capricorn or shit. Or look, a woman living in 2024 who is just on edge all the time. You know what I'm saying? Whichever one you sat on, that's what you created. And you just took the moment from yourself. That's all. You didn't do you any favors. So I implore women, relax, breathe, protect. I'm not telling you, oh, it was time to make love and you didn't grab a condom. Of course, take care of yourself, protect yourself, make sure that there won't be consequences tomorrow, but exist in the moment where you get to truly enjoy what's coming for you. Because it's for you. And whether you realize it or not, you asked for it. So either wake up in that moment and realize what you need to do to get out of it, or be present in the moment and completely enjoy it because you earned it.
Yeah. You earned it, guys. You're hearing it first on Dria Talks Thursday, okay? Revelarity, definitely, she keeps me grounded and rooted when I be wanting to fly off the handle, if you will. Or when I done flew off the handle, it's too late. I'm calling you to let you know it's already that happened. What I need to do, damage control. Damage control. And it be like, it's too late. You got to let that sail. You got to learn. And I'm like, okay. I'm okay.
Ain't no fixing it. Let it go.
Let it
Throw
go
it out. Be the villain.
Yeah. That's a lesson learned, though. And so the lesson that you're going to learn, it's really important, though, for me to apply what I've learned. Because what are you living for if you are not learning the lessons? You just spinning the wheel. You just on that damn hamster wheel. And I got tired of being on a hamster wheel some years. I don't like that. I don't know if y'all like being on a hamster wheel, but I don't. And so in order for me to get off this hamster wheel, I have to not necessarily change, but I have to grow and evolve in making different decisions. That's all it is. It's just when you wake up every morning, it's a decision that you make every day. And if you're self-aware and conscious, right, and moving in the present, then you shouldn't have, you can't avoid life. Life is life. You either gonna go up and down and all around, and you're gonna have to be able to roll with the punches, if you will. You got to learn how to adapt to situations and obstacles, but more so if you're working on yourself and learning more about yourself, I find that it is a little just a little easier to navigate around those, what I'm saying, those valleys, those hills, just a little bit easier when I've started to work on myself, when I started to take accountability for my actions or their lack of. Because some of us don't act when we should, and some of us lay down when you know what I'm saying, when we shouldn't. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I've had to learn to pick my battles. Be like, well, I thought I was supposed to assert my. Oh, I was supposed to back down. Oh, feminine. Period. So it's a time and place for everything, and it's important for us. I find that finding a balance within myself is keeping me navigated here. I listen to Rebellarity when she be telling me stuff. I listen. I'm a good listener, and I'm not one of those that just listen just to listen. You actually, people come, and I'm sure, come and ask Rebellarity advice and things like that, and she giving the advice and they don't do nothing with it, but come back and still want more advice. Go sit your ass down. And go do the first lesson that I told you to do. You jumping ahead and you ain't even did this step. It's amazing how people, how we do operate here. We do want the cart before the horse again. That thinking all the way in the future for that what we be thinking. Well, what about this? Well, damn, y'all ain't even been out on the second date.
I find myself speaking that way a lot.
You talking about, hey, mama don't like you.
A minute.
Damn, y'all have been out 2 weeks.
Need you to slow down. Slow down. Oh, Lord. But one of the beautiful things about you working on yourself, because the more you figure out who you are, the more you kind of settle into it. And the ups and downs don't keep happening. Because the ups and downs are only a matter of perspective. It's only while you're learning that you're triggered by things and it brings you up and down and all that. Once you learn this self, I'm not going to say heal, because I think healing is a journey that can happen over multiple lifetimes. But once you learn the self enough to operate within the life that you're actually living this round, the world can move up and down. You kind of level out. You relax, you breathe into your experiences. They become natural and normal, and even heartache doesn't hit the same because you kind of saw it coming and you just chose to be there because you wanted to be there for that person. And when it's a choice, it just doesn't hurt as much. You just kind of see when the end comes and you're like, okay, well, we had our run. It was nice. You have a good one on from here on. Yeah. And things just kind of change and once you hit that space in a relationship where you can let go in that way, think about what it's like to actually be in the relationship. Being in the relationship and navigating with someone honestly and openly, even when it doesn't feel happy or nice or fun, it can be the struggle, and it's still just not you up and down. The world can be up and down all day, but you're like, that's peace. That's the part where it's comfortable, where life is not a burden, where you are nothing and everything, and so you receive all things. They come to you. Where it says, we're manifesting this and manifesting that. The more energy you put into going up and down, the less energy you have to manifest the life you want to live.
Wow.
And this is why it's so important to get to know thyself. And you can only get to know yourself through experiences. That's what's going to open the door. Remember, we met a nice guy who said he was healed. And we laughed about it because we already knew, but we honored his perception of himself. We used his language because that's respectful. That's what you do. You meet people where they are. You don't just come in hot and battle with them. We saw it from day one, but it was okay that he saw himself that way. It was even beautiful because the way he saw him, especially when we got to watch the realization of a new understanding. This person might have felt some kind of way and felt like someone was beating on him, but actually that's beautiful. It's beautiful to grow and evolve from these previous understandings into new understandings that are going to take us farther and liberate us from the spaces that we were confined in previously. Maybe it was the way you were raised. Maybe it was, how you grew up and struggle love and things of that nature. But that there's beauty in the journey itself.
People,
And
some women say they tired of that struggle, love. They tired of that
well,
struggle, error.
well,
I'm,
you got
I'm
to
just.
learn to get through it. What is it that you need to know so you can get out of it? You can
Mm,
only learn through the experiences. A lot of us are tired of things, but we haven't learned what we need to learn to be done with them.
that's that hamster
And
wheel.
yeah,
That's
and
the hamster
so
wheel.
you don't give up. You don't get off the hamster wheel by just giving up. And
It's not finished.
yeah, that doesn't no, because you'll come back for another life and start it over. And
Dang.
imagine in the next life, your next life will some kind of way have to remind you of the previous life where you gave up. So how
Wow.
hard do you think the next life will be?
Mm,
How much more trauma are you going to have to get over just to be reminded?
mm,
You see, so no, we don't give up. We learn ourselves. We learn the world that we live in. Spiritual people are always talking about the spiritual side of things, but we don't recognize you have to recognize the times. You
right.
have to acknowledge the times. I can't come from the Bible 2,000 years ago and expect to meet the masses where they are. This is the age of technology. It would be insane to to
Yeah.
come with that narrative and to think that I'm going to reach people who evolved and they operate completely different from the people I'm speaking on. And so we within ourselves, that's the big part of it. But the inner world part of it is that you have to acknowledge the times yourself. You have to acknowledge what you're willing to do in this life for what you want and what you're not willing to do in this life, even for what you want.
Mm,
It requires us to be extremely honest with ourselves. And the more comfortable you get with the time, with the space you're in, and with getting to know yourself, the more you start existing this way and you just start watching the world move like this. It's not
mm.
you anymore.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just watching y'all pass by. I'm gonna live in the presence. I'm gonna live in the present. I ain't gonna be out there with y'all. They said be of the world, not in the world, of the world, in the world. You feel me? They said all of that.
Mhm.
I'm taking notes and I'm making the necessary adjustments into this villain era. And I might make me like a little heavyweight tie. I might need to give me like a belt because I'm about to body the villain era. You know what I'm saying? I
Good.
might need to give me like a belt because I'm about to be like, you feel me? Like, yeah. Because we in our 40s. Dang man, I'm still shocked that I'm about to say that I'm in my 40s is crazy. It still haven't clicked in that I'm in my 40s, y'all. uh, it still ain't really registered. And so I had her laughing. I had regularity laughing because I was like, on these dating apps, on these dating sites, it's like 47, 48, and 52 year old. That's old. Why is they trying to holler at me? Ain't you in your 40s? Oh shit. I'm so sorry. I am. And so I'm getting used to that now. Like older men, in their 50s or even 60. I've had a few 60 some yo, okay? Want to holler at me. And I'm just like, now come on, bro. Come on now. You a few years old younger than my mama. Like, nah, you're going too far. But I realized though, why not though, right? There's so many men out there, all kind of different height, shapes, sizes, races.
Understandings, experiences, life lessons they could teach you, gifts they could bring you.
Yes, I
Yeah.
like I do, but I wouldn't say that that's like one of my top love languages, though. Gift giving's not one of my top ones, but you touch me right. You feel me? Like you hold
No, when
that.
I say gifts, I mean spiritual gifts. I mean evolution of your soul. Actual gifts for the soul, not just some presents. Anybody can give you a present.
There you go. Hit $5. Nah, Okay. I like that. Because I do, meet kindred spirits, kindred soul, like, hey, we might not even take off romantically. However, but the exchange of energy and
Mm-hmm.
information, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
presence of someone
Leave
else
that
that
go.
it can help you evolve, it can help you ascend, it can help you grow. You know what I mean? So I've learned not to be so close-minded or close myself off of any possibilities. I
Mm-hmm.
think for me going into dating in my villain era, that's what I had to realize. Like I might be shutting myself off to certain people, but I'm letting the wrong people in. What the fuck, get out! Damn, I'm closing off to these certain type of people of this particular origin. And I'm like, who I'm rocking with is not rocking with me. Okay, the
Right.
hell? I'm like, I
Right.
need to like who like me. I
That's
like
the
who
thing. Yes.
I'm in that era
Yeah.
now, y'all. I like who like me. Let me stop
But
because
that's
y'all.
a real thing. I like who likes me. And when I say who likes me, I mean who shows me that they like me based on what I require.
Exactly. That's what
That's
I'm on.
where I have been for a long time. I like who like me.
I'm there now.
Yeah.
Yay! I've graduated, guys. There's so much
Yeah.
growth. And so I like to do these episodes here to let you in on a little a snapshot of, if you will, because it's always people can give a great advice. The best teacher, of course, is experience. But a lot of people can give, advice and they can have read a lot of books and give you all of this knowledge. But the best teacher is experience. And so that's why I use my own personal life and my own personal experience to be able to reach out to others. Because it's a great journey. It's not how you start, it's always how you finish. Everyone's dealt this deck of cards, and you got to make the best you got with what you got. You know what I mean? You got to learn how to make lemons with lemonade, they say, or something like that. Okay, anyway. I think I might have been talking about Forrest Gump or something like that. I don't know. My mind just went. Okay, anyway. Before we're gonna go ahead and close, guys. This is gonna be it. I'm in my villain era and I'm loving it, like McDonald's. Just period.
Yeah.
I'm loving my villain era. I'm learning so much. I'm growing. I'm elevating so much, and I'm looking forward to what the future may hold. Though I am staying in the present.
Yes.
I'm staying.
Yes.
Though I can look forward to that. I'm not
Yes.
stuck into the future, but to be able to enjoy my present. So. Yes, guys. That's going to do it for this week. We'll be back next Thursday, Dria Talks Thursday, as we do every Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rebel Larry, did you have any closing remarks?
No, I think you summed it up. We stand in the present, ladies. And let's make sure our feminine is sacred.
Period.
Sacredly. That's look, shout out to the other one. Now I'm stumbling.
Period. Okay.
I loved him. Good energy. I loved him for real. He gonna get it. Matt, much love, everybody.
All right, guys. Until then, have a great Thursday. We'll see you next week. He was so sweet. Wasn't it
He
so
really
tender?
was.